Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and thanks for watching my new video. So in today's video, I'm basically sharing all of my tips and tricks, my secrets when it comes to makeup. I'm just spilling the tea. I think this video can be really helpful for those who are already familiar with, makeup and who can look glam on their own, but can insert some of the things that I'm going to share to really take your makeup game to the next level. I hope you guys are going to appreciate this video, and if you want to know what the tea is, then keep on watching. So I'm looking at my phone because I kind of like listed some things down, techniques that I really love, but these are actually small, like very tiny details. But I do believe, what was the devil is in his details? Something like that. I don't know. What I'm saying is that details do make a huge difference. And while you're busy with your makeup already, why not take it to the next level? So the things I do, I'm almost like not even aware of them anymore because I just really got used to, doing them all the time. But I do want to share, some of the tips and techniques, like secrets from other makeup artists and everything that I've learned so far. And obviously I'm not going to teach you how to do your makeup because you probably already know. These are just really small things that you can add to your makeup routine. So basically, I'm spilling the tea. As you can see, I already did my brows and they're not perfect. I see some gaps. I always go back to my brows when I'm almost finished with my makeup. But I do want to say this. I didn't moisturize or prime my face before doing my brows. This way, my brows are not oily. Everything I do on my brows are super visible. I use this MAC Shape and Shade brow tint. And usually when I use this after I primed or moisturized my face, you can't really see the stripe. So for example, this is when my hand is dry. Let's say I put a little bit of moisturizer on my hand. Because the surface is quite oily, the product is going to spread, and that way you can't really see the brow strokes or everything you do on your brows. Plus, I don't think it's really nice if you have like shiny brows, especially if you have oily skin. The best way to do your brows is before you apply any product on your face or on your brows. Like, you can prime and moisturize your face, but don't touch your brows. Quickly going to moisturize my face using the Too Faced Hangover Moisturizer with SPF 25. So basically the products that you use on your brows are going to be way more long lasting because it's going to stick to your dry skin. I'm not going in with heavy eyeshadow today, so that's why I'm going to keep it simple because this is more about technique instead of like the look. I feel like a lot of people are afraid to use cool colors, but it can actually look really, really beautiful, especially if you mix it with warmer colors, because I think the contrast makes it really interesting. Same goes for house interior, fashion, hair color, could be anything. I just like to mix those colors together. I'm trying to share the things that you might not have heard before, might not have heard before. Yeah, it's a good sentence, I think. So I'm going to use a fluffy brush and just apply an eyeshadow color that you like. So nothing special about this. Very roughly going to put that in my crease. You could also do your eyes first to give the moisturizer a little bit more time to soak into the skin. So as you guys know, the Hoola bronzer is not really warm either. It's kind of like a cool contour bronzer product. And I'm just going to use the same brush. And I like to, if you have flat eyes, which means like you don't have like a deep crease, I like to kind of like fake my crease and make it look like my eyes are a little bit more deeper in my face. And I'm going to do that by making this area darker. So between my nose, my eyes, and my brows. This might look a little weird in the beginning, especially if you don't have your base on yet, but this is going to make it really, really beautiful. And now with kind of like a flat smudge brush, I'm going to take a little bit of this Lord color, and this is the Cutie palette, and this is Metropolitan. And I'm just going to smoke it out just a little bit. So just like that, and then we're going to blend this. Now I'm going to use this color, which is also a cool toned color, and apply it next to this eyeshadow just a little bit because I want to show you guys how beautiful it is to mix warm and cool. Blend it a little bit with the shadow. So I'm working pretty quick because you guys probably know how to blend your shadows. And I'm going to use this warmer color and place it on my eyelid. It's like a beautiful gold color. I applied everything very lightly, and sometimes when you look in the mirror, you're kind of like, I'm just missing something. Like, for some reason, your makeup looks a little dull. And that is where this trick comes in perfectly. So I'm going to use this shade. This is a stunning shade. This is Dissolution. And I'm just going to use my fingers. Beautiful champagne kind of color. And then you just do, like, place this in the center of your eye. And this gives like an instant twinkle effect. So sometimes when I feel like I'm not really feeling my eyeshadow today, I just pop a little bit of shimmer in the center of my eyes and it literally changes the whole look. Another trick that I want to share is this is not so much like a halo eye, which is like dark, light, and then dark. If you have hooded eyes or you don't have a deep crease, then it's really beautiful to make this area slightly darker. Not even this whole area, but just the very first beginning. So I'm taking a little bit of that brown color and I'm defining only this part. You guys see the difference between this one and that one? This looks a little bit more round and bigger. This looks a little bit more like almond shaped. And then you can just blend this into the rest of the shadow like that. Next step is actually a little bit more personal because this kind of like depends on your skin type and whether you like a glowy look or a matte look. If you love a matte look, you can skip this part. If you love a little bit of glow, then you're going to love this part. So I'm going to apply a liquid highlighter before I'm going to apply my foundation. Sometimes there's already kind of like a blurring pore minimizing ingredient in the highlighter already, and it's just going to give you that beautiful glow and a tiny bit of coverage, and that way I feel like I don't have to wear a lot of foundation. And if I apply foundation on top of it, I feel like there's just beautiful radiant glow instead of like, hey, I just highlighted my whole face. You know what I mean? So I'm going to use this new highlighter. I actually always use the Becca one. Unfortunately, this fell on my foot and it hurt so bad because it's quite heavy as glass. So the pump broke, but I can still use it. But today I want to use this Beyond Liquid Highlighter from Ilamasca in OMG. I'm not sure if I'm going to take a huge risk with this because I don't know if I'm going to like this product, but we'll see. Oh my god, this is blinding. Very blinding. I'm not sure if this is going to be too much, but let's just blend it a little. So it's actually fine. I use this amount with my Becca highlighter as well. And I apply it on my cheek. So if I look straight, you can see some of that glow happening on my face. As you can see, I am very, very glowing. But, you know, as I said, we're going to use foundation. You can also use a very glowing primer, but this way I get to decide for myself where I want to put that glow. If you want to have a full coverage effect without using a lot of foundation, you can apply the foundation only in the center of the face and then blend it from there. So don't apply too much foundation on your cheeks or on your forehead, because if you're going to powder that later on, or you're just going to talk and smile and it's just going to get in the lines and you can see that you wear like a lot of foundation. So I'm going to use this Born This Way Golden Beige foundation, which I haven't used in a while. With my fingers, I'm just going to apply it on my nose, sides of my nose, chin, a little bit on the forehead. I don't like to apply a lot of foundation on my forehead, so just a little bit. And then apply it from here. I'm using this Lashylicious brush in F292. This is going to give that beautiful airbrush effect. When I look really close in the mirror, you can't even see that I'm wearing foundation because it's so skin-like because I didn't apply too much. Now I'm going to cream contour my face with the Huda Beauty Tantour in Light. Usually I would just place my contour right here and then kind of like stop right there. It depends on how you want your contour to look and how strong you want that contour, but this is something I like on my face. I like it when you can already see my contour when I look straight. So that way I'm just going to suck in my cheeks and then you can see a shadow right there. This is going to give you that snatched model look. And then I work my way up from here. I love a bronzy forehead. Always make sure to go in the hairline with your contour if you're wearing your hair up, because otherwise it's going to look like a mask. Another trick that you can do, this gives a very nice sultry and lifted look, is just to apply contour right here. Like that. Just using the same brush that we've used for the foundation. I'm just going to blend everything upwards. Once we are very bronzy and glowy, we are going to highlight our face. First, I like to apply concealer right here and get rid of my dark circles. So this is the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer, which is a very natural looking concealer, very skin-like. The coverage is like light to medium, I would say. And whatever is left on my brush, I'm just quickly going to highlight the center of my face very lightly. As you can see, I'm staying pretty close in the center. You can always like do the triangle effect or like drag it down to here. That way you get a little bit more of a wider face. And I feel like my face is like wide enough. So I like to keep the light and the coverage in the center of my face. Usually when I powder my face like later on, the contrast between the lighter colors and the darker colors is going to be less visible. And I don't want that, but at the same time, I don't want to be very extremely highlighted under my eyes and like in an unnatural way. So I like to spot highlight. So just literally just a dot right here, dot right there, and a dot right here. And this is a very light concealer, but this is going to give that spotlight effect. So if you like a bright under eye area, you can just do this instead of like using a very, very white concealer and just go all the way under your eyes. I've been there, I've done that, and you know, I don't like to do that anymore. Quickly going to almost finish off my eyes because I want to show you one or two more tricks and then show you more tips and tricks on cheeks and lips, right? Yeah, and lashes. So I have a lot of dramatic lashes and I love to use them when I'm wearing a dramatic full glam, but it's going to look too heavy when I'm just kind of like wearing a natural glam. 9 out of 10 times you won't even be able to see the eyeshadow that I did on my eyes or this little sparkle that we did because the lash is going to cover up everything. Obviously that's not the case with everyone, but just with my eyes. So this is the Iconic London lash, and as you can see, this, I know that this is going to look really heavy on me. So what I'm going to do is take a lash, then I'm going to cut almost like less than a half. I think this blends really well with the rest of the makeup, but since the band is quite thick, I might need to use a little bit of eyeliner, a very thin one. So I'm basically applying the inner side of the lash on my outer corners. Okay, now I'm taking my lash curler. This one is one Tweezerman. I really like this one because every dramatic lash fits into this curler. And I'm going to curl my own lashes and the falsies with each other. So my lashes are a little bit hard to lift today because before I started, I removed all the makeup that I did for my IGTV. So there's a little bit of oil left on my lashes. So I really like this effect. We still have like something dramatic going on the outer corners, but it's not like, it doesn't look like this. And some people love this, that's completely fine. But I don't like it all the time. If I want this like lifted effect, I don't like to use mascara all the time and bring everything down. Especially if I'm going for this shape, I don't like to use mascara and apply it like straight on my bottom lashes. And sometimes this can look a little weird as well. So what I like to do is literally touch my lashes with the mascara. So I'm just touching them and I'm just going to touch it with my fingers to give this natural look. And I'm slightly putting everything to the side so we just keep that shape. Just touching my lashes. Remember why we did the sparkle thing in the center of the eyelid is because, you know, sometimes your makeup can look a little dull. So basically you can do the same on your lower lash line as well. This is going to look a little halo-ish, but you can also do it only on the lower lash line or only on the upper eyelid. This gives a very nice twinkling, almost like angelic effect. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of shimmer right there. So make it look straight. Before I'm going to apply any lip products or anything around my lips, I like to powder them. Kind of like the same story as my brows. The lip liner won't glide too fast. And if the surface is oily, it's not able to, you know, pick up the product. Sometimes I felt like my lips were kind of like living its own life and it was not really blended with the rest of the face, especially because if I line my lips, they can look quite full. Obviously I have lip fillers, but that way sometimes it can look a little too unblended with the rest of the face, and I didn't want to look cartoonish, if that makes sense. So I like to do this even if you don't have lip fillers, it doesn't matter. This is beautiful. I can't seem to find a small smudge brush because that's what I love to use the most, But I'm going to use this Hola bronzer from Benefit and this round brush. And I'm going to contour my lips. Like that. I'm also going to contour this area just a little bit. You can easily like overdo this, so I don't like to use a lot. I'm going to use this Morphe lip liner in Vibes. Blend my lip liner so it doesn't look too drawn on, if you know what I mean. For lipstick, I'm going to use this MAC lipstick in Well Bred Brown. This is a really nice color, very comfortable as well. I haven't applied any blush yet because sometimes it can be a little difficult what kind of color blush you need to use with the eyeshadow and with your lips. One thing that always works is using the same color blush as your lipstick. And if you don't have something similar, you can just use your lipstick. So if you apply your blush first and you're kind of like, that doesn't really go with the look, it's a little harder to correct a blush instead of just, you know, removing your lipstick and apply another one. So I'm just going to use this lipstick on my cheeks. Okay, and then just blend it. Now I'm going to powder the center of my face. Right there. A little bit on my chin. Right here where I get oily. Then I take a lighter color loose powder. This is the Fit Me from Maybelline. And I'm gently going to powder under my eyes. So as you can see, I didn't use any powder or highlighter on the sides of my face. The highlighter is still from the liquid highlighter that we've applied under our foundation. And I think that's glowy and radiant enough, and I don't want to use shimmer on top of this. This looks really natural, as if, you know, my own skin is glowing. So this is the end result, and I do think like all the details, they make a huge difference, especially with daylight. You can see a huge difference, and when my skin still looks like skin, I feel so much more confident. It doesn't matter how much makeup I use, but I feel way more confident when my skin actually looks like skin. And when I stand in daylight, I don't feel like, ooh, like you can see all my pores and you can see all the cake on my face. I don't like that feeling. And with all these tips and tricks, I feel like you can take your makeup to the next level. Let me know if you guys think this video was helpful. Thumbs up if you did. I would love to know if you were already like familiar with some of the tips and tricks that I shared. Also, please share your secrets in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell if you don't want to miss any of my other videos. And you can also follow me on Instagram. And I'll see you guys in the comment section. Bye!